Dan Mace here with the 16th episode of Vault Log, a series all about Fallout Shelter, and in this episode we're going to be tackling one of the most requested topics, vault layout. I'm going to be showing you guys my own vault and telling you about the things I did right and wrong, so hopefully you can improve your own. So to start things off, let's take a look at my own vault layout and how we're going to be addressing the video. I have three main levels. I've got the first one, which is pretty small, the second one, which is also pretty small, and the third and largest one at the bottom. Now we're going to be addressing each of these levels individually, and we'll start off with level 1. So the first room that any vault has is the vault door, and inside this room a lot of people think it's a good idea to have vault guards to protect against the incoming invaders. Here's the thing though, it's not efficient at all to have these guys in this room, and they're giving you no production value. So what you should do instead is put them in a production role so they can actually contribute something to the vault, and then make sure that the room that's after the vault door that all the enemies are going to be going into is equipped with high level dwellers that have your best weapons. This way you're still taking care of the incoming threats, but you're also adding to your production value. So let's take a look at this first room. As you can see, all my dwellers in this room are equipped with dragon's maws and are very highly leveled. Now, while we're in the power area, let's take a look at my entire power grid and talk about power production in general. And power is one of the most essential elements in Fallout Shelter. Without it, none of your other rooms are going to be able to produce anything, and it's basically probably the most important production room to plan out. Now, how you can plan this out is by going into the stats page, and we can actually plan this out purely by numbers. And there's actually a lot of useful information in here, but let's take a look at the power right now. So you can see my production levels are at 514 and my consumption is at 217 per minute. And the reason for that large gap is because you don't always collect resources right when they're ready. Now, you don't need to have a gap that large, but you always want to have a little bit of padding between the production and the consumption levels. Now let's take a look at my food and water production, and all you need for food and water production are Nuka-Cola plants. These are hands down the most efficient way to get both of those resources. And honestly, you don't even need to bother with gardens or the water purification plants. As long as the dwellers in your Nuka-Cola plants have good corresponding gear that speeds up production time, you'll be good to go and no worries. And now we're going to move on to level 2, which has my stim pack and raid-away production rooms and my crafting rooms as well. Now I have so many stim pack and raid-away rooms because they are essential to keeping your dwellers alive. You use them when you go to the wasteland, you use them when you go on quests, and you use them to defend your vault against incoming attacks. Without them, your dwellers will die, and nobody wants dead dwellers. Now, a little bit below those rooms, I have all of my crafting rooms. I have 2 weapon crafting rooms and 2 outfit crafting rooms. Now, if you're looking for a good way to optimize your crafting process and shave off a lot of time, check out the video that's linked in the top right. That's a great episode if you want to really speed up your crafting time. And I found that 4 crafting rooms seems to be more than enough. And now we'll move on to level 3, and things start to get a little bit messy down here because my planning falls apart just a little bit. But it's always good to have quite a few training rooms. I used to be using a ton of training rooms because I had a lot of dwellers that needed to be leveled up. But now since I've reached endgame, there's a lot of empty ones, so it's kind of a little bit of a ghost town here. And really the only reason why I keep them is just for aesthetics sake. I could probably get rid of quite a few of them and still be fine. So if we move down a little bit more, we'll see my living quarters. And you just need enough living quarters to support the population that you want in your vault. And anything beyond that is just kind of wasting your space. So now we'll move on to probably the worst part of my vault, and I had very horrible planning with this section. As you can see, I have a ton of storage rooms, and the problem with this is that they're all linked together, and there's usually not dwellers in storage rooms, so if an attack happens down here from mole rats or scorpions, I have to call dwellers from other rooms to kind of get rid of the threat. So it's a good idea to place these storage rooms next to rooms that are going to be populated, that way you won't have to deal with this problem. Now, thank you so much for watching this episode of Vault Log. Hopefully you learned a few tips that you can apply to your own vault, and I definitely still have a little bit of work to do on mine. And if you're looking for more informational content on Fallout Shelter, check out the Vault Log playlist. All the previous and upcoming episodes can be found there. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day.